If you do not follow the 3 golden rules of productivity that I'll teach you in this video, you won't have the foundation to focus for longer, work harder, or make progress in the endeavors you're trying to succeed in, which will inevitably lead you down a depressing, unsuccessful life that you don't want to live. However, if you apply everything I teach you in this video, I guarantee you'll have a higher chance of achieving the goals that you want to succeed in 2025, because you'll have this newfound productivity, focus, discipline, and drive towards the work that you've never had before. Hello, I'm Dylan. I coach unproductive people to turn productive using tactical techniques and strategies that have changed my life forever. I was in a similar position to you. I spent 5,000 hours or 210 days straight playing Call of Duty and other such video games, trying to improve, but faltering in procrastination because of the fact I couldn't work for longer than 15 minutes. However, I've turned my life around. I'm now productive. I now effortlessly and easily breeze through large banks of my work for my business, education, and personal development goals. And I wish to help you get the same result in productivity using the 3 golden rules that I'm going to teach you in this video. So number 1, leverage activities. There's something called the Pareto principle, which in turn states that 20% of the activities you do make up for 80% of the results you achieve. So if you go to the gym, for example, and you have a chest and tricep day, 20% of the volume you do in that session will equate to 80% of the results you make and the gains you make in the gym. If you do 10 sets of chest exercises, only 2 sets of those chest exercises will correlate to 80% of the gains you make in the gym, in that session. And same in business. 20% of the activities you do in your business, so if you do 10 tasks a day, 2 of those tasks will equate to 80% of the results you make in that business day. It's kind of funny. Locating the highest leverage task in the endeavor you're trying to complete is the highest leverage task for you at the current moment. If you do not know the 2 out of 10 tasks that are going to progress you and push the needle 80% of the time, then that is your task from this video. Pause the video, open up AI, type in the business model, the endeavor you're trying to succeed in, whether it's business, revision, fitness, finance, self-improvement, etc., etc. Find the 20% of the tasks you complete that are giving you the 80% return that's progressing you in the endeavor you're trying to succeed in. That's your actionable step number 1. Number 2, specific planning. Now you have these actionable tasks. Now you have these efficient tasks that are pushing you down the path to success that you desire. You need to specifically plan them to eliminate cope and make sure you complete them consistently on a day-to-day basis. And for this, you need ruthless yet tactical planning. Whether that's using my science-backed productivity planner that I've made specifically for unproductive people trying to dominate their life in 2025, or just a blank scrap piece of paper, you need to be clear on what you need to get done using this 5-step criteria for planning your day. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound objectives that you need to complete day to day to progress you in the endeavor you're trying to succeed in. And by having this specific planning, not only are you clear on what you need to get done, you can eliminate cope. For example, if you say to yourself, I'm going to do business work today, because it's so arbitrary, you could go in, you could type 3 words and claim to yourself in your brain and say to yourself, I've completed business work. Whereas if you say to yourself, I'm going to do 90 minutes of work at 7:30 in the morning for this specific task on the business I'm completing, are you going to cope? Are you going to try and convince yourself you completed the task? No, because you've been clear and cutthroat on what you need to get done, and you've quantified the finish line. That's why planning is so important. It's because the quantification of what the finish line is in the endeavor you're trying to succeed in is really important. I have wrote 1,000 words, tick the box. That is the quantification of the finish line. Not write 1,000 words on this specific task or topic, and therefore you've quantified the finish line, so you can't make the cope that you've already completed the task. Number 2, the reticular activating system, the part of the brain that is uber important in focus and beating distraction, gets activated on clear-cut objectives. If you feed your brain exactly what you need to do the day before you do the task, the morning of the tasks, the afternoon of the task, there's a higher likelihood of you completing the tasks because your brain is uber clear on what it needs to complete, what the main objective of the day is. And therefore, when you sit down at your desk and your phone's pinging, there's music playing in a different room, there's people chatting, you enter this flow state of the work because you know and your brain knows what you need to focus on. So all other distractions are filtered out except the work you need to get done. So you need a high leverage activity, the Pareto principle, 20% of things equal to 80% of the results. You need specific planning using the 5-step formula of specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound objectives for your day to furthermore activate your reticular activating system, to dominate the work you need to get done, and finally, you need to remove friction. People struggle with procrastination and getting work done because it's hard to do the work. Who is going to get the work done easily and effectively? The guy that knows he needs to write 1,000 words on this specific document and has the document open right in front of him as he's going to go and get into the work, or the guy that knows he needs to do the exact same work but the document's hidden in a messy, unorganized desktop? Of course, the guy in the first option, because the friction, the barrier of entry, him and the work, there's nothing there. It's right in front of him. It's clear and cut what he needs to do because it's right in front of him. Whereas the other guy has a barrier of entry between him and the work, is finding the resources he needs. It's not clear cut, it's not in front of him, and it's harder for him to get into the work because there's this friction behind it. If me or you wanted to start a McDonald's franchise, it's a lovely idea, but we both don't have £75,000 of startup capital to fund this endeavor. So therefore, us starting a McDonald's, the barrier of entry between it is £75,000. Find the micro task that's limiting you and adding friction to you entering the work. For me, it's always been my desktop. If my desktop is cluttered with loads of different tasks I need to complete and that are distracting me from the one specific resource I need to find, I struggle to get into the work. Whereas if it's right in front of me on my desktop, clear cut in its own section or folder, I can just click on it, open it immediately, and the friction has been removed from the work. For you, maybe you're trying to get into the gym, but the friction is the gym is very far away. You need to get into your car, you need to drive to the gym, you need to park your car, etc. That's the friction between you and working out. Maybe set up a home gym, maybe get a few dumbbells so it's easier and more effective for you to get up from your bed and just get into your garage and curl some weights. Find the friction between you and the work you're trying to complete effectively and productively, and remove it to become productive. If you're struggling to find the tasks that are limiting you and creating this friction in your life, the top link in the description will take you to the productivity package, which will change your life. It has my exact system for productivity, lots of tools, techniques, and templates for you to turn productive, and my personal phone number where I can keep you accountable on a day-to-day basis and brainstorm how we can get you to this result of productivity and find the tasks that are limiting you. So that's it. That's the 3 golden rules of productivity. You have high leverage activities, the Pareto principle, 20% of the work you put in will correlate to 80% of the results you get. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound planning will guarantee you get the work you set yourself done, and the removal of friction, that elimination of the barrier of entry between you and the work, will consistently allow you to complete the work you set yourself and finally become productive, pushing the needle of progress between you and the goals you want to achieve in 2025. Again, the top link will take you to the package that will change your life. I appreciate you for watching. Thanks.